Welcome back to the JP React channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters. There's a recent interview that Elon Musk did with Bill Maher, and the topic of free speech was there. Free speech, holy Lord. Everything else hinges on that. So it's, to me, the most relevant thing being talked about present day. Ironically, they don't want you talking about it. But I think Elon Musk and Bill Maher had some very relevant thoughts. Insight. Bill Maher is the richest man in the world, one of the smartest. Elon Musk runs a successful news show or whatever. So I want to take a look at that. We're going to watch a couple clips from the interview that I think are relevant to freedom-minded free speechists. So let's take a look.
I mean, you have talked about this woke mind virus.
Yes.
In really apocalyptic terms.
Yeah.
You should explain why you don't think it's hyperbole to say things like it's pushing civilization towards suicide. First of all, what is the woke mind virus?
Let me answer for Elon. The woke mind virus being apocalyptic, pushing people to suicide, and so many other things. Yeah, I mean, I don't like to overly fearmonger about anything, but the woke mind virus, it's not just like, dude, now you're dyeing your hair blue and screaming. It's a demented thing that invades people's minds when they allow it in and ruins lives. By the way, while someone's life is being ruined, they probably don't know it, but it is. Meanwhile, they themselves are trying to ruin other people's lives under the false belief of, dude, I'm helping improve the world. Look, dude, I burnt that building down for a good cause. Look, I'm indoctrinating my child for a good cause. Look, I just cut parts of their body off for a good cause. Yikes.
And if we don't deal with this, nothing else can get done. Tell me why you think that.
Yeah, so I think we need to be very cautious about anything that is anti-meritocratic.
Amen to that.
And anything that is that results in the suppression of free speech.
And big amen to that. Being cautious of anything that results in the suppression of free speech. I would say not only be cautious about those things, but get them the hell out of town.
So, those are two of the aspects of the woke mind virus that I think are very dangerous. Is that it's often anti-meritocratic. You can't question things.
It's anti-meritocratic because the woke mind virus, it's based in communism. Period.
Even the questioning is bad. So, another way to almost synonymous would be cancel culture. And obviously, people have tried to cancel you many times.
Many times.
Yeah, I mean,
every week.
Yeah.
It's laughter.
From left and right. I've had it from both sides.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. People, you and I are both in that little group of people. Maybe it's a bigger group now.
Yeah.
Who are called conservative, who haven't really changed. I don't think of you as a conservative.
I'm definitely,
I find this part interesting. I think they're conservative based on the present day definition, which has sort of been altered based on the capture of the left, capture of liberalism, captured and infiltrated by a communist agenda. So I think as the sliding scale of what's a leftist, what's a conservative, as that's unfortunately changed, I actually consider both of these guys conservatives, because right now conservatives, that's the side that is, pro-America, pro-freedom, pro-free speech. And that's something both of these guys certainly stand for.
I at least think of myself as a moderate, so
I feel like very often wokeness is not building on liberalism. It's the opposite of liberalism. I can mention many examples where it's including free speech.
Free speech is actually is extremely important. And it's bizarre that we've come to this point where free speech used to be a left or liberal value.
Not anymore.
And yet we see from the in quotes left a desire to actually censor.
That's because the left has been captured by communism. Liberalism is no longer run by liberalism. It's been captured by a communist agenda. Censorship. New and improved. Shut up.
That seems crazy. I mean, I think we should be extremely concerned about anything that undermines the First Amendment. There's a reason for the First Amendment.
As Dave Chappelle would say, First Amendment is first for a reason. And the Second Amendment is just in case the first doesn't work out so well.
But I really can't emphasize this enough. We must protect free speech. And free speech only matters, it's only relevant when it's someone you don't like saying something you don't like, because obviously speech that you like is, that's easy.
I think that's such an important point, a point that certainly a freedom lover like myself, I need to be reminded of often, actually. Free speech is most important when it's someone saying something you don't like. I've actually very rarely seen someone on the right calling out like, hey, you leftist weirdo idiot, you shouldn't be able to say that. I've seen it a little bit, very rarely though, because I think most freedom-minded people are aware of this very relevant point. Free speech isn't people can talk as long as they're saying what you agree with. That's the left's definition of free speech now, unfortunately. Where I think people even promoting gender garbage with children, I think they should have the right to say it, for sure. Do I think what they're saying can lead to harm? Absolutely. But I think they have the right to say it, for sure. And other people certainly have the right to raise counter arguments, which of course, those counter arguments, in other words, the arguments that are the speech that is meant to do good, that's what big tech is trying to silence. And in this last clip, Elon touches on the government-driven censorship at the old Twitter. Let's take a look.
There was a lot of censorship going on. And we sort of uncovered a lot of that with the Twitter files, including a lot of government-driven censorship, which,
The people like the government-driven censorship being uncovered because, believe it or not, freedom of speech, which grants you, the First Amendment grants you the right to say what's on your mind, the government shall not infringe on. So believe it or not, the government censoring through Twitter is the most unconstitutional thing the government can do. A patriot is someone who supports their country and only supports their government when they deserve it. Right now, much of our government does not deserve our support, but our country always deserves our support, in my opinion. So nonetheless, I think these were some great points raised by Elon. Nothing earth-shattering, but just an interesting presentation of them. I love that these points are being discussed on a wide scale, this big platform that Bill Maher has. I love what Bill Maher stands for. He's someone, it's like, he's what a Democrat used to be. Elon considers himself a moderate, so whatever, he's non-binary when it comes to politics, but he acts like a conservative. So nonetheless, I love whoever Bill Maher's viewers are, and there's a lot of them, they are exposed to this very potent pro-free speech, anti-censorship, pro-America, anti-communism discussion. I think it matters. I think we need more of it. And the more these big platforms, big stars like Bill Maher have the courage to be principled and be principled out loud, the better off we are. And I think more and more of it's happening. And I think someone like Bill Maher, his courage is contagious, where other people who may have grown up and gotten their fame, fortune from relying on the establishment, now they're willing to risk their relationship with the establishment. You look at Tucker Carlson, cool, that's the consequence of what will happen. Tucker will only get bigger because his commitment to truth and his principles is only getting bigger. And freedom-loving people support that. So I love this and I appreciate you watching. But before you go, I want to thank sponsor of today's video, proud to always be partnered with them, Bond Charge and their infrared sauna blanket. Don't tell anybody what I'm about to tell you, but I love the Bond Charge infrared sauna blanket. Bond Charge is a brand that I love and trust. I've become a raving fan of their premium wellness products. And the infrared sauna blanket is at the top of my list. One of my biggest problems is stress, so I'm always looking for ways that can help me with that. But also fitness is important to me, burning fat is important to me, and detoxing is important to me. And I've fallen madly in love with the infrared sauna blanket because it helps me check all of those boxes. This beauty is easy to use. It takes me less than a minute to set it up. Plus, unlike a lot of sauna systems on the market that are big and bulky and take up a lot of space in your home, the infrared sauna blanket doesn't. It's compact. When you're done with it, you roll it up and put it away. And most other infrared sauna systems on the market are super expensive, but the infrared sauna blanket by Bond Charge is the most cost-effective infrared sauna system I've ever found. Plus, it's potent AF. I usually go for 40 minutes at a time, and when I'm done, I feel renewed, more energized, and I'm very detoxed. Bond Charge ships worldwide in rapid time, has easy return and exchange policies, plus a 12-month warranty. If you want to take control and start up-leveling your health in a major way, then check out the infrared sauna blanket. Just go to bondcharge.com/JPReacts. And when you're there, use the discount code JPReacts for a full 15% off. Thank you, Bond Charge.